let me do like a Medicare education like rap. Is that okay? I mean, we can shut down shop, we can go get a drink, we don't have, you wanna do it? Okay. I said, we try.
You can do it.
But I thought when I was putting together this idea, I'm like, you know what? When I do it, I'm gonna wrap it to chair, I'm gonna have an imaginary client, and I'm gonna give the imaginary client a name. I'm like, let me give it a name that like, very common in our industry.
Not a Bob.
No, I'll say, you know what, let me make it a woman, and let's go with Mary.
Yeah.
Has any of you guys have a client named Mary or had one? Any of you guys?
Yeah.
Gotta be, that's a safe one. And then I thought like, why even have like an imaginary client named Mary when I got an amazing coworker named Mary? And you know what, I pulled some strings, gave her a call. Listen, Mary, I got this idea and everything. She's like, I'm down. So at this time, I want to invite Mary. You guys all know her. She helps with Cresta, compliance, onboarding. So let's invite Mary Davis to the stage, but give her a warm welcome. Round of applause. All right, awesome. All right, Mary, you can just have a seat right there. Thank you. Mary, you ready?
I'm ready.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, look. Let me just get in my ride first.
Oh, snap.
Are you guys ready? We're ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mary, I gotta ask, because folks, they're not well aware. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you fall in terms of like knowing about Medicare?
I say about a 2.
A 2? Okay. Mary, I'm gonna need you to do a favor from me right now. Grab a pen and piece of paper. I got a couple of things for you to write down. Now, Medicare is confusing. I need you to stay with me. On the top, write Medicare. Under that, write parts A and B. Now, next to the word A, in bold letters, write hospital. You pay nothing if you've worked 10 years in this country, Mary. That's one way that is possible. Now, next to part B, bold letters, I need you to write medical. They make you pay $185 a month, Mary. I know, that's really unacceptable. Now, when you're taking notes, Mary, make sure that it's legible, and you let me know at any time you feel like I'm getting just a little bit too technical. Okay? Now, go back up to part A, and then under the word hospital, write $1,676 deductible that you have to pay, Mary. It isn't optional. And next to part B, write $257. That's the deductible that you have to pay at the beginning of the year, Mary, when you have to see your doctors. Now, after all that is met, Medicare pays 80% and got the nerve to leave you with the 20. Now, for seniors on a fixed income, that's a whole lot of money. I mean, Social Security, they're not giving much. That's not even funny. This is complicated. So, Mary, I will never treat you like a dummy. Now, underneath all of that, I need you to write Part D, Mary. See, D stands for drugs. That's a plan that comes with a formulary. Okay? Now, a formulary, see, that's a list of drugs that each plan covers. They're all not the same. They're all like just a little different from each other. In Medicare, that only covers hospital and medical. Doesn't cover drugs. So that means that you have to go find an agent you trust to sell you a plan that does. I can do that, by the way, side note, but now here's a big mistake that most people make. They say, I'm healthy, I don't take drugs. Why get a plan? I'm gonna wait. Now, Mary, if there's one thing I need you to remember and keep stitched in your memory, if you do that, when you get a plan, they'll hit you with a Part D late enrollment penalty. Now, how that works is 1%. They charge you 1% of the national drug plan premium average, which is $36.78, and that's how they come in with it. Then they times that by all the months you should have had drug coverage, but you didn't. Now, if you got coverage through the VA or your job, it's like they find that acceptable. But the key is you have to have drug coverage that Medicare deems as being incredible. Okay. Now, before I wrap up Part D, let's talk about the 3 different phases. Every year it changes, so I'm gonna keep it to the basics. First phase is deductible. The second is initial. The third is catastrophic. I know that sounds suspenseful.
I need another pen.
Okay, no problem. Go and grab a pencil. But while you're doing that, think of the last time you got some coverage for your dental. Now, what's going on? You good? Okay. Let me stop for a second so I can do a check-in. Before I go any further, Mary, does all that make sense, or do you have a question?
Makes sense.
You're good? Okay.
I'm good.
So I love educating folks on this stuff and letting them know what's up with it. Go to the top right-hand corner of the page, Mary, and write Medicare Supplement. Now you're thinking Medicare Supplement, like Andrew, like what the heck is that? Well, you may know it by its other name. They call it Medigap. Okay, yep. And that covers all the gaps that aren't covered by Medicare. But the premiums on those plans, they can leave you hella scared. Now, when you travel in the country, in the U.S., I mean, you can travel everywhere. You can even get coverage in Puerto Rico, if you ever think ahead in there. Now, the coverage that you get is based on the plan letter that you're in. It doesn't have drug coverage, so it won't help you on getting medicine. Some people love Plan F. They feel it's better in the end. Some people like Plan G. Way better than the end. Now, I'm not saying the companies don't matter, but what's really kind of nice, you can shop the same plan letter with a different company and get a lower price. Now, I know this is a lot, Mary, so don't ever be thinking twice. Pick up the phone and call me if you need some professional advice. Now, underneath all of that, I need you to write Part C, or Medicare Advantage. That takes your Part A, B, and D and combines it like a sandwich. Hey, Mary, I don't want you to panic. I'm not saying your Medicare coverage is just up and vanished. Just the insurance companies provide you those benefits, and they're the ones that manage. Now, there's HMOs, there's PPOs, there's POS. I'll keep it slow. You probably heard about these plans when turning on your TV, though. Now, these type of plans, they're known for having awesome benefits. You can like pull up where a dentist is, or even get gym memberships. New glasses, hearing aids, even transportation, food, utilities, rent. That's an awesome combination. I really love the fact that we can have this conversation. I mentioned HMO. That stands for Health Maintenance Organization. Now, that's the type of plan that has certain doctors you can see. You gotta stay in network, Mary. Really, that's the key. You gotta get referred by your PCP. But on the flip side, the benefits are really sweet. Now, a PPO is different. See, that's got this cool ability. And people really love it because it's flexibility. You can see a doctor at an out-of-network facility. That may cost more. People like, why the hell they billing me? Now, I think we can agree that medical bills are pretty expensive. And a Medicare Supplement plan and Advantage, they can help manage those expenses. And I think we established that having Medicare by itself doesn't make any sense. Because that's the only option where you'll be liable for paying the 20%. So now there's nothing left to do, nothing more for me to check into. So Mary, out of those options, which one is the best for you? Guys, this AEP, I want you to lead with your teaching hat, your education hat, with your empathy hat, with your leader hat. I promise you, you take the time to do this, you're doing something that nobody took the time to do. It makes a big difference. And I promise you, when you educate people, it doesn't have to rhyme. It really doesn't. Go in there, provide these people with clarity, certainty, make them understand guidance, confidence, and that's the difference between somebody that's an actually career agent versus someone that wants to get their social within 1 minute, enroll them within 18 minutes and 25 seconds, and be gone. So I encourage you, Do not underestimate the power of educating people on their benefits, on how Medicare works. Be the specialist you know how to be, and show that client where they're not just an enrollment, but they're a client for life. I wish everyone a bang up AEP.